All right, guys, I got to condense these videos down to 10 minutes, so I'm going to really just fly through this one because I'm super excited. This is utilizing your home waste, aka zero waste. Let's just jump right in. Animal bones, fat, and broth. Whenever you guys are cooking, guys, get yourself an electric canner. I just did the show yesterday on this particular subject matter. You can take all the animal fats and stuff that you cook when you're doing canning or any kind of, when you're trimming, say your tri-tip or something, take that fat, put it in a bag, put it in a freezer. You can render it down for fuel, for cooking, all for starting fires, all kinds of different candle making, soap making, many things that you can utilize the fat for, and the bones, of course, for broth. And then sometimes you just have just broth from like boiling chicken or something like that. You can can this up or use it for soups. Vegetable scrap compost for chicken food, for earthworms. And guys, so basically, like if you're juicing raw juice like me, or you got eggshells actually, believe it or not, for your chickens, they'll eat their own eggshells, and it gives them calcium, I think it was, to actually fortify their eggs, right? But crunch them all up and everything, but it's great for the soil and everything. So keep your food scraps and put them into a compost, or feed them to your chickens, or feed them to your earthworms if you have earthworms. And I'll give you guys a good trick with that. Don't think I put in my notes, is if you're a juicer like me, you the earthworms need to break down the food, and when you have that pulp left over, it's already broken down to its smallest form, right? If you're doing this on small scale, not large scale, but go and make yourself some little pucks, some like little hockey pucks, and put them in, or even put like an ice cube tray, fill up your ice tray with your pulp, freeze them, put them all in a baggie, and then you can just start throwing them. Well, you want to thaw them out a little bit because your worms will stick to them, but you can just throw little bits of it after they're thawed for your worms, and they'll just love you for that. Or take the whole thing that we just said and just put it all, as far as the food scraps, put it all together into one machine. Take your chickens and build yourself some paddocks. That means a little tiny, if you have a chicken coop, right? Maybe a 10 by 10. Put it in one area, design it so you can move it around in like, say, 4 little checker marks. Go and dump all your food, your compost, gather compost from other places if you can, and make a big mountain of this stuff. And the chickens will come in and they'll just start pecking at this thing, right? They'll start scattering it everywhere for you, especially if it's finished. There's a bunch of bugs and stuff in there. Just make a pile. Just keep throwing dirt and adding whatever you can in there. Once it's finished, move the chicken coop over to that compost area. They'll eat whatever residuals are in there, and they'll scratch and actually spread it all over the area of the ground that you want to garden in. So they're actually working for you day and night. All right, so my next one, cardboard, plastic, aluminum, and glass bottles, even newspaper I forgot to put in here. At my best, guys, I learned this from my grandpa. I made about $80 in an hour. I went with my pickup truck, and I went into behind the buildings like TJ Maxx and whatever, like small strip malls and stuff. And these guys have just a crap load of boxes. Appliance stores are actually the best. They have really big cardboard boxes. But loaded up my truck and went to the recycling place, and I had this thing probably about 6 feet up from my bed, and I made $80 in an hour. Guys, that's $80 an hour. How many of you make $80 an hour? Now, granted, you'd have to really get a large space to do all this in, right, to drive around. But just saying, it's an opportunity that's out there. But you have cardboard at your home, especially with Amazon nowadays. Even your neighbors, tell them, throw your cardboard on the porch. I'll come over and pick it up, right? And or ask them, hey, can I go and grab your cardboard waste from your recycling can? Fill this all up and just take a load in, even in your car when you're going grocery shopping. You're going to make a good, if you filled the whole back of your seat of your car and your trunk, you'd probably make a good $15, $20 on your way to the grocery store, and that's $15, $20 off your groceries. And that's just from stuff around your house. We're not even including the plastic drinking water bottles, those are really good and high in dollar value for recycling. So is aluminum cans. Glass bottles, not so much. Newspaper, sometimes you got to kind of call on ahead and see, but regardless, recycle all that stuff. You get, instead of just saving the earth and everything and zero waste, you can actually make money off of it. And if you do it large enough, you can actually make pretty good money. Utilize your weeds next. Guys, there's so much lamb's quarters right now. We've got cheese weed, which tastes like spinach, and you can eat the seeds. It tastes like green beans. We got stinging nettle, which could be dried for tea or just eaten. It's very good and healthy for you. We got parslane that's growing. There's so many weeds that people have growing in their own backyards, front yards, and on your walk down, down the street. There's like abundance of food in there. You can use this to feed for your chickens. You can use it to feed yourself, right? To make herbs, tinctures. You can make teas and stuff out of them. So guys, your weeds are not a bad thing. You can also, if you're living on a big enough property like I used to live on 5 acres, and you got like mustard plants that grow up and they're like 6-7 feet tall, you can wait till they dry up, get yourself a weed eater, weed them all up, stuff them inside of a trash can, get the weed eater in there and rip them all up, and now you've just made a beautiful mulch that actually has vitamins and minerals that were being sucked out of the ground from underneath them, and now you can use that for your garden, right? And that the beauty about this is there'll be a bunch of seeds at the bottom of the trash can when you're done, if you just pull out all the branches, you know, and you can take those seeds and just broadcast them for next year. So you're like farming, utilizing weeds. Regrowing your table scraps. I don't know, a lot of you guys know I don't have detail to go on a bunch of them, but what you could do is take something like your green onion. You could do this with many, many things. You're going to chop your green onion, leave about a half an inch to about an inch of the tip of the green onion with the root. Eat the rest of the green onion. Just simply take these things, stick them, fill yourself a vessel with garden soil. Literally just dip your finger or just wedge the thing in there. As long as it's got water, they'll grow back, and you can cut these things like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And you've got free perpetual green onions. I said you could do it with a lot. Utilizing gray water. If you can divert your gray water from your shower, from your sinks where you wash your dishes and your hands, just got to be very careful with grease. You got to be careful with what kind of shampoos you use. I prefer like Dr. Bronner's. Use something natural. That way you're not polluting, there's not a lot of grease and fats. It could actually get pretty stinky. If you have a sink where you wash your vegetables, every single thing you can. Living in Sunnyside, California, we got to think this way with the drought. But reroute your pipes all the way out to, say, a avocado tree or banana circle or something, right? Anything. Just store that water instead of wasting it. This is one I don't think a lot of people know. I don't know if anybody knows about this. I'd be surprised. Is utilizing your water heater for seed starting. So you inside your house, if you have a gas water heater, there's a little compartment, like a little closet. You can literally stick a seed tray. The reason I know this is the Quinta palm. I used to be into growing palm trees. It's the only one that really needs heat to actually grow, to sprout. So the trick is in California, it gets cold, stick them in a seed starter on top, and that heat will just generate. Well, why couldn't you do this with other plants, right? Next one I'm going to say too, I don't think a lot of people have ever heard, is utilizing your water heater for fermenting foods. So in the wintertime, it's even here in California, once the temperature starts to drop around 45, 50 degrees, right, lower, you're not going to really be able to ferment kombucha, kimchi and stuff like that very well. We need a temperature range of like 75 to like 85. That's like optimal. I believe if my numbers are right. But regardless, what you can do is you can get your kombucha, let's just say, stick your jar right on top of the water heater, or even build yourself a little shelf, like a bunch of little shelves for mason jars around the water heater, maybe even insulate it up, and which is going to make your water heater work a lot more efficient anyway, instead of the cold air coming in. But why not utilize that little closet that's heated up to ferment foods? Utilize tree trimmings for a rocket mass stove. I don't have details to say what a rocket mass stove is, to explain the whole thing, but it's basically where you shove stuff into a pipe, newspaper, sticks or something. You can literally cook off of little tiny branches. So utilize all the clippings of stuff that the trees you have, dry them all out, and these are perfect to put in your backyard if you have an outdoor rocket mass stove, or indoor, any kind of rocket mass stove, a heater, barbecue, or smoker, and utilize all those sticks to heat your home, cook food, many applications, heat water. You should really check out what a rocket mass stove is. It's pretty damn cool. Leaves and lawn clippings for compost. We're talking about earlier about your food scraps. Well, you need green stuff. You also need dry stuff, right? Like hay or dried leaves and stuff like that as what's the word? I can't think of it right now. Oh my God, as carbon. There we go. Thank you, brain. So yeah, utilize all your lawn clippings and stuff like that. Just mix them all in to your compost, or you could do a lasagna layer, and you could utilize your neighbor's stuff. So you have plenty of, guys, you can have a huge pile of rich compost for free, right? By utilizing these things. Food product containers. Guys, that I buy like mayonnaise, and those Best Foods mayo has a clear bottle right? Plastic with a nice screw-on lid. Once I'm done, I clean it all out. Man, this thing works great for the farm for scooping up soil and stuff like that. But the thing I like that's clear is you can put things like nuts and bolts and stuff, and you can literally see it, right? How much, what the level is and all that. But utilizing all yogurt containers can be used for. Remember we were talking about the sprouting seeds in the water heater? Get your yogurt containers and fill them up with potting soil and sprout your seeds in each one of these containers, and you can get many applications out of it. Really cool one I want to show on here is a plastic molding machine. I saw this guy who invented this thing that you can buy and literally start a business in your backyard by melting down plastic and making such things like clipboards, spinning tops, hair clips, or berets, all kinds of different things you can do in your own garage. I just thought I would look it up. It's a plastic molding machine. Human manure. If you have a composting toilet, obviously I've done the composting toilet. I don't feel comfortable using it in my garden yet. I don't know why, but I don't know. I just don't. Let me know what you guys think about human manure. But hey guys, you can make a compost toilet and utilize that, and that's waste that's going out down the toilet and into the ocean when you could just be utilizing it for, say your pine tree or your oak tree or something, in my opinion. Human urine. This one I'm not too bad about because a lot of people don't know. If you can drink your own urine within 24 hours, it's a survival technique. You can wash wounds out. Jellyfish, if you got stung, I think it has to be somebody else's urine though. Have them pee on you, and it'll neutralize the stinging. But yeah, if you had a wound, it's naturally sterile. You can literally wash a wound out by literally peeing on it. But it's got ammonia. If you let it go too long, it could get very strong. So you don't want to pour it directly on your plants. You want to dilute it or pour the whole thing just above the area above ground, where after it rains or something, it'll wash down into your plants. I don't mind using the urine for watered down for plants, for that I'm going to eat, but I definitely don't do the what do you call it? The poo. Laundry lint. Oh my God, I wasn't able to do this in 10 minutes, guys. Sorry, we're on 12 minutes. Laundry lint. Remember we were talking about fat, right? Now, if you take that fat, that beef fat, pork fat, whatever you got, bacon grease is usually the best. Let's go and save the egg crates that we got, especially the plastic ones. What we're going to do is we're going to take our dryer lint and we're going to mix it with bacon grease, and then we're going to stick it in the egg crate and either put this in the fridge, or I'd prefer put it in the freezer, let it freeze up, pop them out. You got these little balls, right? Stick them in a Ziploc bag, keep them in the freezer, label it, of course. And then what you could do is you could pop these out every once in a while in the wintertime if you're having a fire outdoors or fire inside your home, and light one of these things up. And just stick your tinder, your kindling and stuff on top, and it's like a candle, guys. It'll burn for like a long time, depending how big you make it. You can take them camping, is really awesome too. Your fireplace, thinking about it, you probably wouldn't want to put that in there too many times with the grease. I guess if it was small enough, it's not too bad, but you got that grease residual coming out, and that may coat the inside of your fire flue. Fish pond waste is my last one. I just have to throw it in there. Guys, you can use a thing called an air lift pump. I don't have time to detail on it, but it's an airlift pump. You shoot air inside of a pipe. The bubbles rise up as this thing's submerged in the water, and as the bubbles rise up, it causes suction. There's no moving impellers, nothing, and it'll pick up whatever's underneath it. So the idea is, the invention I have here is that as it pumps the water up, it goes into such thing as a swirl filter, which I guess this is all complicated, which spins the water in a circle. And all the residual fish poo and waste and everything goes to the bottom, while the clean water goes out the top. So it's cleaning out your pond. And as that water comes out, you extend another pipe down. And as the water falls down, it's recirculating, right? Leaving the residuals behind. It's blowing up the pond water, causing circulation, keeping all the fish poop and waste circulating. But it's going, as it circulates and being vacuumed up through the intake, that's clarifying all the water, so you can kind of move this contraption around your pond and literally clean it up, and then take that waste and put it in your garden, around trees, whatever. It's huge, highly nutrient dense, very good, one of the best stuff on the planet. So I went on way too long, guys. Damn, I wish I could. I can keep going on and on and on. I hope I gave you guys some cool stuff here. I hope that helps you guys out. If it did, you like this sort of thing, consider like, subscribe, all that wonderful jazzy stuff. There's an email below. Let me know how I'm doing, or something particular you guys want to hear about. So I got to get to work. Thanks for listening. I will see you guys on the next one. This one was pretty fun.